haven't made a video on this channel in a while, and I'm going to do so today. The reason why I haven't done anything on this channel for a while is because my family were kind of in the process of trying to buy a house, and we're just like going through all of that. Everything's crazy. But I'm back, and I'm going to be making a video today. So, and excuse my nappy ass appearance because I woke up a little bit ago, and I'm a mom, so I don't have time really to doll myself up, right? But anyways, I gotta tell you guys a funny story. So, like I said, I'm a mom, right? So, last night, my daughter has been in this kick lately. She's been wanting me to tell her stories of myself when I was a little girl. And so this has been our thing every night. Every night before bed, I gotta tell my daughter a story about when I was little. And last night, I remembered a very funny story, and I told her, and I'm gonna tell you. When I was in kindergarten, I had this little biracial friend named Cassidy. She was the cutest little thing. She had very poofy hair, the biggest chubby cheeks, and her and I both, we were like sisters. Every time we would catch the bus to go to school together, we would both just put our heads together and just like lean on each other on the way home and on the way to school. You know, you would not find us separated. Me and this little girl, Cassidy, we were so close. Well, I remember this one particular incident. It was really, really cold outside. It was ice cold. It was snowing. We had a blizzard, you know. And me and this little girl, Cassidy, we were actually on our way home. We were sitting on the school bus, side by side, with our heads together. She was to be the first one to get dropped off. Her and I, we had our big winter coats on. We had our little beanies on. And she was tired, so she leant her head on my chest. I think I was like a couple months older than her, maybe. So I kind of felt like I was like the big sister or something, right? But she put her little head on my chest. And remember how I said that she had really poofy hair? Her hair got stuck in my zipper to my coat. And I didn't know, and she didn't know. And I was holding her. I had my arm around her as she was like laying there. And I'm sitting there like, man, it's cold on this bus. And I zipped up my jacket without even knowing, which made her hair get more stuck in the zipper. So I saw we were getting closer to her house, and like to drop her off. And again, I'm holding her, and I was like, Cassidy, we're almost at your house. I guess I'll see you tomorrow for school. And she started to raise up. But again, her hair was stuck inside. So like her hair is like inside. Like it's stuck in my zipper. So she tried to raise up, and her hair yanked. So it was a and I looked, and her and I looked down, and we noticed that a big chunk of her poofy hair was stuck into my zipper. Her and I were trying to get her hair out because, again, the bus was slowing down. The school bus was slowing down by her house. And we're just like trying to get her hair out of my zipper. We were too embarrassed and too afraid to ask for help from the bus driver. So we were just like, I remember the tears coming down her face. She was in pain because we were pulling at it, you know. Cassidy, I said, Cassidy, I'm sorry. I said, I'm sorry for what I have to do. Because we tried unzipping the zipper, nothing was working. We tried like gently pulling her hair out, nothing, literally nothing was working. And we both were only like 5 years old. Nothing we tried worked. And I told her, I was like, Cassidy, I'm so sorry for what I'm about to do. And she's looking up at me the best she can. And she's like, what are you gonna do? And her, again, the tears, she was crying, she was hurting, she was stuck. I grabbed her hair and I grabbed my coat. And I looked at her, and I'm like, I am so sorry. And her hair tore out. Her hair, there was a small clump of her hair still in my zipper. I tore her hair out. And she looked at me and I looked at her. And she's like, just wiping her tears away because she didn't want the bus driver or her mom to see her crying. And she eventually jumped off the bus. And my dog, she jumped off the bus, and I think her mom saw that she was crying because her face was kind of flushed. But I think, like, the next day when we went to school together, she didn't want to talk to me. I think it was because she thought that I did it on purpose or something. Like, I think my friend felt that I somehow got her hair without her knowledge and stuck it and got it stuck in my zipper on purpose to like hurt her. And I kept telling her, like, I didn't do it, I wouldn't do that to hurt you, I wouldn't hurt you, you're my best friend, you know. I think it took her until the end of the school day to kind of, okay, we can be friends again, you know. But I've went, all these years, I have went through my life wondering if this girl is still, like, where she's at in life, and just wondering if she went through her life thinking that this incident was caused by me, like it happened on purpose because I'm evil, you know, or something. Like, and I wish I can find her as an adult so I can tell her, like, listen, now we're adults and I'm here to tell you I didn't do it, like it was an accident, your poofy hair got stuck. And like, I wish I could tell her it was an accident, that nothing happened on purpose. But yeah, I told my daughter that story last night, and as I was telling my daughter that story, my daughter was laughing, and it was making me laugh because, again, it was like a, you know, like we're just trying to pull her hair out of my, well, you know. Little Cassidy. I remember little Cassidy, she had a little brother that wasn't really nice to her either. He was mean. I didn't like him. I'm drinking this V8. Now, I was actually a bully when I was in kindergarten. I was very, very malicious. And I even told my daughter this last night because I'm trying to teach my daughter, if you hurt another kid, I'm kicking your butt. No being a bully. love it. And this happened a couple times. Like, his mistake was trusting me after that. But I would do this a couple times, and I remember my teacher, she pulled me up front and she told me, you know, that this was unacceptable, that if I kept doing this to the students, she was going to call my parents, and that if I kept making the kids cry, nobody was going to want to be my friend and everything, and that changed my life. From that point, I stopped being a bully, and everybody started to like me because I was always, from that point on, I was no longer a bully. I would share my lunch with other kids. I would share the toy with other kids. I just stopped being a bully because I guess I wasn't sure how to make friends. And when my teacher had that conversation with me, everything just snapped, and I instantly made all the friends in the world, right? However, here's a twist to it. Once I stopped being a bully to these other children, there was a time where me and a big group of my little friends, we were all kindergartners, we went to lunch in the lunchroom, and we're sitting there, and I had, you know, those, they're not Huggies, but they were like those Kool-Aid jammers that were in the plastic, kind of see-through, like, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but I had one of those, and I was sitting there just drinking it, eating my peanut butter and jelly, you know, and this bigger kid, like maybe 11 or 12 years old, came over to our table, like the kindergarten table, and they started to pick on my friends. Just stupid stuff like, oh my god, you're so short, you short. Just really mean. Like, you're never gonna get taller, you're so stupid and short. And I'm sitting there just watching this big kid. Until it got me mad. I walked over to that big kid with my drink still in my hand. And this big kid, again, they were like 11 or 12 years old. And it was a boy. I'm pretty sure it was a boy anyway. He looked down at me and he's like, oh, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna do nothing to me. I'm bigger than you. I'm stronger than you. I'm allowed to pick on you and your friends. And I'm just sitting there holding my drink, and I'm like, oh, so I can't do anything to you because you're bigger than me. And that kid was like, yeah, you ain't gonna do nothing to me. You're short. You're never gonna grow. You can't touch me. I'm bigger than you. I'm like, so you really think I can't do anything to you, huh? Because I'm little. They're like, yeah, what are you gonna do? I got my Kool-Aid jammer, and I was like, oh, I don't know. Maybe this. And I lifted it up to their face, and I just squeezed it as hard as I could. My Kool-Aid jammer squirted out of the bottle all over their face, all over their white shirt. And I was like, oops. Like, I was not having it. And the teachers they watched the entire thing from afar, and they came over. And they actually sent that boy to the principal's office. They let me off the hook because, you know, but they sent that boy to the principal's office, and to this day, I remember all the kindergartners that were my friends at this point. They were all sitting down just clapping. Yeah, she took on the bully. Yeah, you know. And that's something I remember to this day. And it's just funny because I was just like, I think a couple splashes got on me too, but I didn't care. I'm like, I'm gonna end this video. I hope somebody got a laugh out of this somewhere. Yeah, I'm gonna go fix my dinner and I'm gonna end this video, so more videos will come soon, I'm sure. I might start telling stories about, like, more about my childhood because there's, like, so many. My brother and I, we got in so much trouble as kids, so I can tell stories about that. Stuff about my school years, you know, whatever. Like, I'm probably gonna start doing that as like a little mini thing, you know. But I have some plans that I want to do with this channel at some point, so I'm gonna end up doing that.